This right here, girl, is an ad. I'm gonna need you to get you some of this Just Move Energy supplement so you can have the energy to get your workouts done like I need to get mine done, girl. It is sometimes a struggle and you need a little extra. Plus the protein shakes. I don't have an appetite a lot of the time. Protein shakes really help me after the workout because I do not want to be on the massage table with my stomach growling because that's where I'm going after this, okay? So I get my protein shake done before, boom, I got both of them. I'm ready, okay? I'm getting old. My knees is a problem. Do you see me warming it up? Do you see me trying to stretch it out? That's 35 pounds. I'm squatting 35 pounds. I'm proud. You can get those gloves and other workout gear from TeamLASHAE.com. The link is down below in the description box, girl. Yes. Girl, I have to give it to myself. You look good, girl. You look good. Juvie. I just had to put him in here because he's cute. I'm on my way to the spa, girl. Piece of serenity. My homegirl does not want to be seen, but she does the best massages. I go to her at least once a week for this muscle situation, girl. And she also gave me this massage cream with CBD in it that really helps with my aches and my pain. So get you some. All of this. Get you some. 15% off with my Relax Me Bondi code. Okay, girl? Get it. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Hey girl, hey, what's going on? I'm back. All right, so let me explain. So everything is happening all at once, girl. Y'all remember I had got a new sofa a while back? Child, the whole sofa didn't come together. One of the pieces came. We had to get the rails put on the car. Girl, it's been so much today, but that's okay because we're back. Okay, we're back for the second video of Zizi. Okay, and weekends on own. Okay, that's been monetized, so it'll stay up. All right. So because at first it wasn't monetized, girl, and I was just about to tell y'all it's about to come down, and then I look and it seems to be monetized, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it where it is, girl. Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming through. Can y'all like the video as y'all come in? I'm so grateful. Thank you. All right, so we're going to get into Real Housewives of Dubai first. Girl, listen, if you haven't been watching Real Housewives of Dubai, that's all right. I'm about to tell you what happened. But let's start here. Let's start with the looks because I feel like the looks are of utmost importance in this situation. Okay, girl. My eyes are adjusting. My eyes are adjusting. Just let me go ahead and give it a looks. All right. I want everybody else to be giving a look. Who do you think? What's your favorite look out of everybody? Go ahead and tell me what is your favorite look out of all of the women. I think everyone looks beautiful. I'm going to say Lisa. For me, it's Lisa. But top three definitely are Lisa, Ayan, and Brooks. Brooks is giving Ice Queen realness, but Ayan and Lisa's looks are better. Like, I wish Ayan would have done something different with her hair, because I often feel like Ayan's wigs are too big for her head or too big for her body. Like, it's something where it just feels like the wigs are too big. But either way, I still feel like she served and gave. Like, I love all of the baby hair swirled with rhinestones on it. I loved it. I feel like Brooks is just a like immaculately beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? So I think her Ice Queen look was okay. Her dress was just prettier than the other three ladies. Like, I feel like Sarah, Nina, and and Stansberry, they all look cute. I feel like Stansberry was trying to look like young rocker chic. And I just kind of feel like this is why you feel insecure around these women. This right here is a prime example why you feel, you feel less than. You feel less than around these women. And it's because you aren't up to par. And you aren't up to par because your mind is at basic. Like your extra is basic for the other women. And there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, honey. There's nothing wrong with that, my girl. Caroline Stansberry, it is okay that you are mediocre. It's all right. Don't be upset about it. Everybody can be mediocre, just like everybody can be extra. Okay? So it's okay, girl. It's okay. It's all right, girl. But no, why did you think coming here with the dress that looks like a jacket was the move when everybody has on a fucking ball gown? Like make that make sense for me. You know what I'm saying? I think I just think that Nina and Sarah's dresses are weirdly matronly. Like they're beautiful because of all the sparkles and everything. And I specifically think on camera, Sarah's dress looks better on the reunion show than it does in this picture. I don't like the see-through. I don't like the shoulders. Like I just don't like the way the dress is made. The material, I don't like the material either, because I feel like the material is somewhat see-through, but you're wearing like a matronly style of dress cut. It's just weird. I don't like it. And then over here with Nina, like I feel like Nina's dress has too much going on and she's little. So it's just, I don't know, like it just doesn't, especially in this picture. Then it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look the best that it could have been, thinking about the money that's sitting here on this stage, girl. This is money. Real Housewives of Dubai is money, honey, and we love it. But girl, no, like even a set, I feel like is not as posh as I would have liked it. Like I think they did a cute job, but it still looks real tiki torchy, and everybody has on diamonds and fucking rhinestones and shit. It's just, it's too much of a mix. It's too much of a mix. Okay, Dubai is not Morocco. What are we doing? I don't know. Like it's just, it feels weird. I don't know. It just feels like y'all tried to cheapen it up, and then Lisa and Ayan showed up. And honestly, y'all, the only reason I keep saying Brooks is because I keep going to Brooks' face. I'm not even gonna lie. I keep going to Brooks' face. Those probably are Spanx underneath that dress, but that's probably so that she can cover herself. That's what that's about. Like it's probably like, you know, an undergarment worn as a new color so that she can wear that dress without showing her thigh off the way Lisa is. Lisa is giving you thigh, honey. Lisa is going to show you that high thigh, okay? No, you know, they're not very cohesive. They're not, the only people who look cohesive is Lisa and Ayan with their highlighter colors. And I just keep, Brooks, I just keep looking at her face. Cause like the face, the makeup, the hair, impeccable. I hate the Ice Queen look though. And I really don't like, I like the top of her dress, especially on camera, but I don't like the bottom because it's see-through with the feathers. And I feel like if you're going to do feathers, there needs to be actual feathers covering, okay? Not just little feathers. I need all of the feathers. I need the feathers to cover like Ayan's. Okay? If Ayan was going to do that, the feathers were going to go all the way down, honey. The feathers were going to cover the train. We would not have seen, we would not have saw or seen her Spanx. Okay? So yeah, and like I said, Stansberry, it wants to be Madonna. Like, I don't know, but it's not giving what it was supposed to give for me. And get into the notes of it all. So Andy points out, because listen, I have notes for this, but I don't have, like, I'm not doing verbatims with everybody for these reunion shows. I don't care that much. Okay, I do, but I don't. So I hope I got the main points for y'all. But essentially, please, you know, charge it to my head and not my heart if I miss some of the back and forth conversation that seems to be, you know, unimportant. So go ahead, girl. All right. So Andy points out Brooke's dress looks a lot like Jen Shah's dress last season. I was like, it sure does. And not nearly as expensively made, but I'm gonna let it go. The bottom, it's the bottom for me. It's the bottom that made me feel like they ran out of fabric. Like, I don't know. It's the bottom for me. Ayan points out she's wearing feathers, which is Ayan's thing. I'm like, girl, Ayan, honey, you know I love you, girl. And I'm gonna give you this one because Brooks probably did make some snarky comment about how much you like to wear feathers, all for her to turn around and wear a few feathers. Okay. Criticism to Bravo for doing a show in Dubai where women's and gay rights are infringed upon. And I just was, having this conversation on social media, and it's perplexing to me in 2022 how many people on social media want us to roll back the time on what women are allowed to do with their bodies. And I just kind of want you guys to get over it, move forward, like let go of your needs to control other people's bodies and what they do. This idea that, lack of PDA in public is to make everyone feel comfortable, I feel like it's foolishness. Like, I'm not arguing with the people of Dubai about their laws. Like, I don't care. Essentially, if I came there, then I would acquiesce to whatever the rules are. But I still feel like I can have an opinion about it because I live in America and we have a certain standard of which y'all are trying to roll back our fucking standard. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that based on my understanding of the world, girl, y'all make a big deal out of things that have nothing to do with anything. Meaning, like, how women dress has absolutely nothing to do with nothing. I don't care what y'all are talking about. Men being gay has absolutely nothing to do with nothing. And y'all care about that more than, things that actually matter. You know what I'm saying? Now, Dubai has a much better quality of life. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they're constantly trying to act like Dubai isn't a place that has a lot of oppression involved in the way it sees its women and its gay population or anybody that's fitting outside of Muslim religion. Just as in America, how even though we may have laws that allow us to live our lives in a certain way, people are still very puritanical in the way they feel about things. Okay. So personally, I don't care that they decided to do a show in Dubai because I feel like our rights are being infringed upon in America. So if all of the studios are not going to do shows in places just because the women's rights are being obstructed, then we should be doing that here right now. But that's not what we're doing. So we're not going to extend that same type of sentiment to Dubai if we're not going to extend it to America. And that's just how I feel. Okay. But it is rather perplexing to me to have so many people grow up in the same time frame that I have in the country that I have grown up in and feel like they should be able to control women's bodies and tell people what they should be able to do, in public and all of this other crazy shit because y'all want to act as if y'all are protecting your children from something, meanwhile exposing them to all types of shit inside of your house. But whatever, girl. Conversations for another time. But Ayan says Americans can't get, whatchamacallits, okay, which I told y'all infringing upon our rights here. Roe v. Wade. Y'all know what we're talking about here. And she says most of her friends are queer. Just respect the people's country. Just respect their country. And I do feel like you can respect someone's country and still you can have a opinion about the way the country works. And I think that people feel like you can't have an opinion about something just because it's the way a country works. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of feel like, everything is a slippery slope. Nobody cares about women's rights or nobody cares about, color, black people's lives and shit like that until it starts encroaching on the rights of the people who matter. As soon as the people who make all of the money and their rights start getting crouched upon, then all of a sudden it matters to everybody. Just some, things I've noticed. Let's see what we're saying here. I feel like they accept the black women, but not the men because all these women are married to white men. Just saying. I don't care. Like, I'm just saying, like, like, exactly. They depict it as a paradise when racism is highly present there. And that's another word, okay? Child Ayan getting Naomi Campbell on the phone. I saw that, but I'm not surprised. Isn't Chanel like a really big model? Girl, the fairy godmother called. Her show's doing well. It's like when Karen Huger got a follow from Riri. You know what I'm saying? It happens when your show is popping. Good for her. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not surprised, girl. I thought y'all would be cool already. It's like the black people at LSU when I went there. Everybody knows everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because you're the black ones, because there's a small group of you, I'm sorry. But anyway, I wish people would be honest and stop acting like you care what the rest of the world is doing. I don't get it. I just feel like when it comes to rights and things of that nature, and how women are punished and all of those things. Like, of course, like I feel like those are human rights issues, and apparently you're not supposed to care about human rights issues on social media, girl. I don't know what y'all are doing in this time frame, but y'all are weird. um Either way, I feel like they're on the show acting as if Dubai is some safe place for black people, when in essence, I don't know. I don't know enough. But what I do know is westernization brings money. That's what I'll say. Westernization brings money. So I do think that there was a lot of westernization of Dubai in order for Dubai to be the epicenter of the rich. Okay, like it had to have some changes occur in order for it to be a place where the rich can go. But I do understand what Lisa was saying about the guns, because they do not handle things with guns the way Americans do. They don't have as much gun violence. And so they feel safer. And, I understand that. Like, even though I'm not going to lie, every once in a while you hear somebody, a spring of stabbings that happen in London. And it usually is harder to happen. It's harder to kill as many people. But nobody wants to admit that America has a problem with their guns. Like, nobody wants to be real about it or do anything about it. Y'all just want to act like, oh, it's the same thing. Americans want to act like them having access, us having access to guns the way we do is just American. Just like other countries like to act like their infringement upon women's rights is just something that their country does. It's like, no, all of the countries started out trying to deeply control the women. Like, and then over the years, those laws were, rolled back, more and more and more in certain areas. Okay. And as far as the gun laws, in other places where common sense arose and people understood that the more access our people have to guns, the more we'll have gun violence, like people decided to make them less accessible and to make it harder for people to get guns and put in place more laws to make it harder to get them in order to stop all of the mass shootings and people getting harmed at large numbers. So it's just, it's obvious that there are countries that have certain things that they want to protect, whether they are good or bad for the people. They want to protect the right to be able to do those things based on whatever, cognitive dissonance morality they have going on. Okay. Because a lot of the shit is bullshit to me. And I'm just saying, I live in Ireland and not even police have guns here, only specialized teams. Julie Ryan, that sounds amazing. You're a black woman and you live in Ireland. How's that? I love to hear about things like that. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Also, Brooks was right that Dubai cares more about them being rich Americans. I've heard this multiple times. Let's ask the maids and nannies how safe it is. Oh, it's definitely more where are you from? For example, if you are black and you say you're from America, you're looked at a value because America is known to be rich to the rest of the world. Right, understandably so. Even in the UK, they don't have guns like that either. I know they don't. That's why I use them as an example for the stabbings. Like, you'll hear that happen ever so often, but it's still not nearly as pervasive as gun violence in America. But yes, no, it is present in other areas, of course. Other places in Europe are allowed to have guns. Did I say the UK? I meant the UK when I was talking. I thought I said London, but I was thinking about, like, the times I've heard people getting stabbed in London, all of it, like mass stabbings. Like, the fuck, how did this dude stab? Not so much your race. You can tell Brooks is drinking that Kool-Aid with the way she treats her workers, who are most likely Africans. Yes, the woman who takes care of her child, takes care of her child. Yeah, definitely African. But let's continue on. So Caroline Stansberry is still acting like she will be able to carry a baby in 2 years, and everybody on stage is just quiet. Like, okay, girl, we're going to let it go. She says that if she is not able to carry a baby, she will go ahead and get a surrogate. They will probably have to move to another country in order to do so. But I just feel as if it's bullshit and she doesn't really want to have a baby. That's what I think. Andy asked if Lisa will give her some maternity wear if she gets pregnant. And Lisa says, yes, I'll give it to her and Sergio. And I was like, was that shade? What was that? Caroline says that Sergio, they talk about their prenup and they talk about having money. between Sergio and Caroline. And Caroline says that Sergio had money left over from playing soccer for Real Madrid. And Ayan says he never played for Real Madrid. I have a lot of friends that play for Real Madrid. They say he never played for Real Madrid. And it turns out he did get signed, but he never played. He was benched. So he had a contract. So he did make some money. But I think Ayan's point was he ain't have no money left over from that shit. Stop fronting. Now, why they didn't bring up his family having money the way people did online, I don't know, girl. I'm not aware. Either way, it does feel as if Caroline Stansberry is footing the bill and they're trying to make Sergio seem as if he has more than he actually has. Okay. But Ayan, Andy did not ask you. That was not a question for you. Sarah, why are you bucking for Caroline Stansberry? She doesn't need your help. Okay. Doesn't need your help. We move on from there into Sergio's tweets where he posted the N-word. And they, you mean the racist tweets? Yes, Lisa, the racist tweets. Sarah says that someone from her tech team checked it out and found out that it was a club promoter who was using his page to promote. And I was like, I call bullshit for 1,000. Sarah, girl, stop. Sarah, stop. Sarah, you're lying. I love the fact that you can pull your tech team out of your ass in order to make it seem as if what you're saying is plausible, but we're not going to believe that for a second. To me, it seemed as if he was talking about, oh, my is in a crew, like some stupid shit like that. And white people love to use rap lyrics as a reason to say ignorant ass words. And wasn't he also a Trump supporter of some sort, even though he doesn't live here? It was so amazing to me how many people were Trump supporters that could not vote for this man. Amazing. But yes, Sarah, thanks for your info. And then they get into how Sergio does have money because he's into crypto, and he gave Caroline a check for the furniture and a down payment. It's like, girl, if you're paying for the dick, it's okay. Just say you're paying for the dick, or you do not have to go through all of these hoops and then bending yourself in a pretzel to make it seem as if your man has more money than you or just as much money from you as you when you come from old money. It's okay, girl. It is okay. Ayan says Sergio and Caroline are fake on social media, and Sergio came at Ayan and Lisa on social media as that. He came at them on social media as well. Ayan doesn't think he's seen a vagina in real life, okay? Because he was talking about how Ayan must not have sex or something like that. I'm like, sir, you don't even know how babies are made. Cut it out. Lisa says no one has ever funded her business, because I think that's what Sergio said, that his friend funded her business. And she was like, first of all, no one has ever funded my business. Okay. And then she shows Andy how much she made off Facebook ads in 1 month. Bitch, I got bank. And let's not even talk about the Bravo effect that just came into place. Okay. Stansberry says, well, what about your website that's doing no traffic? What about your website? No traffic. And I was just like, girl, I'm not as big as Lisa, and my website got traffic. So you lying. You lying. I don't know where you pulled that from, but like Lisa said, don't play with me, girl. Don't play with me, little girl. Find somebody else to play with, or better yet, go play in traffic. But don't play with me. Okay? Go to hell. Moving on. We have to discuss Brooks and her abusive husband, and how all of a sudden he has given his life over to God and he is no longer abusive. And him coming on the television show was his way of proving that. But we get a little backstory. Apparently, she was in Serbia, not knowing the language, when this man was beating her ass every day. She had to call her mama to get her a ticket so her and her baby could leave. They left with nothing. She moved to Dubai. Now she's a rich Black woman living in Dubai, living her best life, making moves, money moves. Okay, great, Brooks. We got it. We're clear. But Brooks does like African men. Ayan says that she, her aunt is a dignitary in Kenya, and she knows one of the men who is also a dignitary in Kenya that Brooks has, been all up and through. So we know that Brooks likes her a rich man. It does not matter what the color of his skin or ethnicity is. She loves her a rich man, and I am not about to be mad at her about it. Okay. Now, moving on, they get into Sarah's comments on Brooks' being closer to her son. And Andy asked how Sarah would have felt if Brooks had made a comment like that to her. And Brooks feels like Sarah should have read her face and understood that she was being facetious. And I feel like you should mean what you say and say what you mean. If you didn't want her input on your parenting, you should have said that. But don't ask her for her opinion on putting your child in boarding school and then later on have her over for dinner and she asks you, I know I don't know you and your son, but can I just make an observation, and you allow her to, and then you get upset about it. Be a woman about it. Be a woman about it, which means stop fucking crying about it. It may be something that you did not want to hear. Maybe it's something you should reflect on. I don't know. But what I do feel like is for you to cry about it in at least 3 scenes is you milking it. That's what I feel. I feel like you milked the situation with Sarah for dear God, is what I feel. Okay. They further get into Sarah judging everyone. They tell Ayan that she's actually defensive about Sarah writing kind on her hand. And Andy says Sarah could have meant she was kind. Ayan says that she felt that she was saying she wasn't kind enough at the time. Nina and Stansberry chime in and say that she doesn't let people be there for her. And Lisa says that's because she, acts off actions and not words. And I appreciate Lisa for defending Ayan in this moment, because I did feel like they were ganging up on Ayan. And Ayan is defensive, but I also feel like y'all like to play in Ayan's face a lot. So first of all, Andy, she wasn't confused. When Sarah wrote kind on her hand, she told her to be more kind. I don't give up if that's what your event was about. Your tone to what you said to her was that she needed to be more kind and she wasn't kind enough. And for y'all to get on stage and act like that's not what she was saying in the moment, y'all playing in Ayan's face. And I'm glad that Lisa had her back. When I was listening to Andy, I was like, oh, here y'all go with the white people thing. White people love to talk to black people like we fucking stupid, like we have perceived their microaggression the wrong way. No, we didn't. No, she wasn't misunderstanding a motherfucking thing. That's what Sarah meant when she said that shit to her and wrote kind on her hand. That's what she meant. Stop it. Stop it. And I hate the fact that they often back Ayan down to the point white-splaining. Exactly. They back Ayan down, just like Caroline and her friend did about her outfit at the wedding. Like, y'all will back Ayan into a corner and Ayan will be all bucking shit. But at some point, she cowers and allow people to beat up on her a little bit. And I noticed that. So I'm glad that Lisa knows when to chime in, when to allow her to speak for herself. But Lisa knows when to jump in and say, oh, y'all didn't tag me in since everybody has an opinion about my friend. Now y'all want me to jump in. I was like, all right, Lisa, girl, we appreciate you for knowing when to do that because your friend needed you. Okay. Where was I? Ayan says that Sarah threatened her with a lawyer and a police case for saying that she was preachy and judgmental. I believe Ayan, but Andy said, let's put a pin in it. And I'm like, okay, so we have to put a pin in it just so we can talk about what Sarah meant when she said that she would handle Brooks differently. When her and Brooks got into it, she was like, keep playing with me and I'm going to handle you differently. And so they asked Sarah what she meant. I guess we'll come back later to Sarah threatening legal action against Ayan for calling her judgy. Girl, what? You are preachy. You are preachy and judgmental. I'm preachy and judgmental. I absolutely am. Guess what? Works for me on YouTube. I'm preachy and judgmental. I'm working on it. Okay? But ultimately, we're not going to lie legalities because of it, Sarah. Like, it shows lack of growth to be that upset about a fact. Anyway, I'm just saying, or an opinion for that matter. It may not be a fact. It may be an opinion. And there's so even more why you shouldn't care if it's just somebody's opinion. Girl, what? Do y'all know how much I wouldn't care if I was as rich as Sarah? A lot of this shit don't make sense to me because if I had money, I would just disappear. I would just take myself away. Like, I'm good for that. If I didn't have to do this shit, girl, I would just disappear. I would just be like, poof, I'll be gone. I'm out of here. I might come back. Girl. I might come back. if I had Sarah's money. Sarah's sitting up here giving a fuck about somebody calling her judgy and preachy. Girl, bye. I don't care. Sarah says that she meant that if she really wanted to get into it, she can get into it because she is 99% rainbow, but that 1% will come out and it won't be all of that. Lisa in there yarn says that, oh no, honey, it's not 99, maybe 90, but not 99. I said, child, 90% rainbows is fucking hilarious. They still not shading you as deep as they could. Sarah says, not the two highlighters having so much to say. I said, not calling them highlighters because they said you wasn't rainbows and sunshine 99% of the time. To me, it makes me feel like you got more upset by the way they called you out, and so you were nastier to them in a way than they were to you. Even though calling them highlighters isn't a big deal, it just shows you're way too bothered. If you were actually as healed as you pretend to be, Sarah, the shit that they're saying wouldn't be that deep. And if somebody said I was 90%, I was like, all right, fine, 90% sunshine, 90% sunshine, 10% I kick your ass. I think that's still a really good balance, okay, for what I'm trying to put out there. You know what I'm saying? No one's perfect. But the fact that you want to argue your perfection shows that something is wrong, Sarah. Okay? Ayan and Brooks, we talk about their relationship because it is very much love and hate. They met through Lisa. We do believe that Brooks is jealous of Lisa and Ayan's relationship. Ayan says that Brooks told Lisa that she believes Ayan was not smart enough to be on this show, which I feel like is such foolishness, girl. It's a fucking Housewives show. You do not need to be that smart. You just need to know how to have an argument and spend some damn money. Then they have a conversation about whether, one puts ice in a pool or not. Stansberry obviously trying to shade Lisa and saying that she must not have as much money as she claims to have if she has to put ice to cool her pool, versus the rest of us that have coolers for our pools that are automatically put in. Lisa was like, everyone has coolers in their pool. We put the ice in the pool for the kids. It's fun for the kids. I was like, Lisa, I don't know if I would leave that, but I also don't give a shit. Like, girl, what? Talking about ice in a pool. At the end of the day, you wish you looked like Lisa. So there's that, Stansberry. Stansberry says that one of her friends said that Lisa stole her designs from Mina Rowe. And Lisa says they outsource and they have licenses for all of the work that they use. Okay. And she's the only one on the stage that's running a business that is currently running, meaning that my business is going right now. Everybody else's businesses ain't doing shit. And Nina says, what about my fruitcakes? And Ayan says, people eat fruitcake? I said, do they? I don't know nothing about that lady business. I almost feel like, did they ever really mention it? We've been here for a minute. Did anybody ever mention it? Maybe I missed it. I don't know, girl. But either way, it was a cute little first part to the reunion. And you can tell that Stansberry can't wait to go at Lisa. And I can't wait for Lisa to go back at her because I feel like nobody's ready for Lisa. I don't feel like anybody in the room is actually ready for Lisa, girl. But anyway, that was Real Housewives of Dubai. Okay, we're about to move on to Married to Medicine. Before we do, can you guys do me a favor and like the video? Thank you. Right, and we're back. Okay, girl. Hope you liked it. Let's go ahead and get into Married to Medicine. Okay. All right. So y'all were really upset at me last week about how I felt about Dr. Damon and Heavenly's conversation over at Simone's house. And I just feel like, I don't know why everybody's upset about it. Like, I didn't say anything that bad. But I just want to say that this episode, Damon apologized to Heavenly. So if he did nothing wrong, if there was nothing wrong at all with what he did, then why did he feel the need to apologize? People who felt like I was tripping. I'm just saying. And people get into arguments, girl. That's what marriages are about. But that doesn't mean we can't call a thing in the moment. Okay. And I was gonna call a thing in the moment. And I felt like he was helping them women gang up on her, even if that wasn't what he intended to do. That's what he did. And I feel like he needed to just stay out of their business. And I also feel like I don't like the way he always brings up men versus women in conversations. Like, what does that have to do with this? This is two women having a disagreement. Why are you bringing up men versus women? And it's because that's what be going on in the back of your mind about how men are better than women in some respect. That's what always the conversations are always about, how men are better than women in some respect. Men can handle this better than women. Men, do this better than women. It's just like, okay, Dr. Damon, and Heavenly's gonna go along with it. And so he apologizes this episode for the way, he handled things at Simone's. And Heavenly apologized. Oh, Daddy, I'm so sorry for disrespecting you and not listening to you. I know I should have just been quiet. And, I know my mama is passing, but that's not an excuse not to listen to every little thing that you tell me to do. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry, baby. I never want you to feel bad about anything. And, you're normally so nice to me, so I didn't know what to do. But I do recognize that you may have been going through something because of what's going on with your mother. And I apologize for not understanding that, So yeah, he realizes he wasn't putting things together. And her mom is in constant pain. And her mom told her to let her go. That's a lot to deal with. Yeah, no, I think that's exactly what it is. I think that Dr. Damon is misogynistic. Very much so. I mean, I think that Heavenly is misogynistic. They really are. And that's cool for them. But girl, I don't promote this type of foolishness. I don't promote this type of fakery that they got going on, girl. This was obviously for the cameras. I feel like a different conversation may have been had in private, but the changing of the voices and all of that shit, like, yeah, I'm not doing all of that. I'm not doing all of that at all. I don't know why Dr. Heavenly feel like she needs to bend herself into a pretzel on camera so that she can seem like the meek, respectable, diminished woman that she needs to be in order to be deserving of a man as good as Damon. I guess, girl, I don't know, but it be seeming weird to me. And I'm going to just go ahead and tell you that sometimes it feels like, as it pertains to the way Damon relates socially, it feels like he's a little lame. It feels like he's a smart, lame guy. And I'm so glad Heavenly got him in college. But it feels like he's a little lame. He doesn't know how to exactly communicate very well to me. And so that's why I thought it was so funny when they were at Drew's house and she just had to show her, her husband on the drums and how many instruments he plays because he's so amazing. And I'm not arguing with her about it. I'm not. That's her man and that's how she's supposed to feel. But I also feel like she know what he sounds and what he looks like to other people. And so she over compensates for the way he comes off. So because he does sometimes come off like, some dopey, lame, smart guy with no real, understanding of how to communicate with women. And I'm sure that's not 100% the case, okay? But that's the way it can come off based off the way he talks to her, kind of the kind of frigidness that I see from him. It feels like, lucky you got hurt young, because I don't know how you would have been able to relate to women talking that low and being that misogynistic and the way it's just very geeky, very nerdy in the way he speaks. And I feel like she purposefully put him, out. She wants to always big him up, as she should. I'm a big my nigga up, so I understand. You know what I'm saying? But I just also feel like I'm gonna call a thing, and it's what I see. I see you want that he'll seem less lame. And then he gets up here and says misogynistic crazy shit. And then we all have to act like we didn't hear it because he said it in a nice soft tone. Right? Gotcha. Okay. So Contessa and Scott talk about Heavenly and Contessa's beef. And Contessa is doing the I'ma pray for her. I had no idea what she was going through. It's bullshit. To me, it's bullshit. I feel like Contessa doesn't have the capacity to really have the sympathy for Dr. Heavenly that she's pretending to have. And it's fine. If you don't like the bitch, therefore you don't have the sympathy for her, that's fine. Pretending to have it, I don't feel it. I don't feel it. Okay? He acted differently with Eugene, more normal. Daddy, a number one gaslighter. Hate the buddy. I think that soft voice of his is a facade. I'm sorry. I mean, that's what I believe as well. And I feel like whenever people compartmentalize their personalities like that, that's a little scary for me. To like quarantine all parts of yourself, because it makes me feel like if you're this quiet, what does your angry look like? Like, that's scary to me, which is probably what Dr. Heavenly needs. Dr. Heavenly needs a man that's going to raise up every now and again and then get soft again. Like, of course, when you're a woman that's boisterous like that, you feel like you need a man that you're not going to be able to push over, of course. But at the same time, that can be used against you as a woman. As a woman, you being boisterous can be used against you when your partner wants to make you feel bad so that they can control you. And Dr. Damon feels like the type of person that will probably every now and again use Heavenly's personality against her to get what he wants out of her. It's okay. Guys do it, women do it. It's okay. But it just kind of feels like, how I see it. Do you think Damon is book smart but socially delayed? Sometimes I feel that way because I often feel like I don't know if anybody is clearly understanding him in the moment. Kind of like, on a scale of some sort a little bit. Is that what you're asking? I don't know, because I've never met him in person in order to really, and I feel like he never gives a full showing of himself. A lot of what we see of him is him being conscious of the cameras, but it does feel like the guys who had that like nerdy book smart personality, but were very socially awkward and could not really vocalize themselves to women in a way that didn't seem, stuttering, stammering, unsure of yourself, which is where the misogyny comes in. And it's kind of like 10 toes down for that misogyny. Can barely get it out, above a whisper, huh? Can barely get the misogyny out above a whisper. But you feel 10 toes down, strong in it. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. I find these smart people are sometimes, not often, but sometimes they're socially. Yeah. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. I have family and grew up around a lot, or not a lot, but a very, enough Black men who are very smart and socially awkward at the same time to recognize what I'm seeing. Yeah. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't know. No. It's not delayed. That's what I'm saying. No, but see, that's the thing. People don't understand. Like, obviously, Damon is extremely intelligent. That's not what we're talking about. It's about the way they socially awkward behavior. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like, is he socially awkward amongst the men, or is it only the social awkwardness when the women are around? And or when the cameras are around? So I don't know. But I do feel he is weird. But Heavenly's weird too. Everybody's weird, but they're weird in the way they relate to each other and the way they emote their relationship to other people, like the way they show the relationship to other people. You know what I'm saying? They show something that is real but not. It is very conflicting, and it's weird for us to watch because everybody knows that Heavenly is so strong-minded and so strong-willed. And then you get the husband that wants her to be meek and mild-mannered and constantly uses moments where she's getting into it with other women in order to enforce the way he believes that she should be with him. And it's just, yeah, it's just weird. It's just when the women in camp, he's like that in a confessional, almost like he's scared or hesitant to show who he really is. That I definitely see. That I definitely see. But yeah, moving on from them. Audra and her husband, we see a little bit about them finally. They got married at the courthouse. He's a dentist. She's a lawyer. They have champagne taste on beer budget, basically. They met at a Morehouse homecoming. And he was an alumni and she was just there for a party. I hope they're around the same age. They seem around the same age, but I was just like, what's the age difference here? It doesn't matter though. They're probably the same age. They look around the same age. But she says she's expensive and they have to include more traditional Nigerian and African culture in this wedding that they're planning, even though they're legally already married. But they're $40,000 in the hole on this wedding. So it's a lot, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Howard, not Morehouse. Okay, so I wrote my notes wrong. Got you. Um, it was Howard, you guys. It was Howard, not Morehouse. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna see more from them, I guess, planning this wedding and dealing with the African family members, which we know can be a lot. But yeah, no, I do like them. So far, so good with them. But we're just now getting to know them. We haven't even really seen a lot of them. Anila's mom has been in her house now for a week, and Anila's mom is trifling. Anila's mom is nasty and trifling. She, doesn't, she spills shit all over the place. She don't wipe nothing up. She making a plate. She's spilling it all over the place. There's food on the floor. Like, just real nasty with the way she handles the food in the household. And it makes more work for Anila. Anila is trying to get into the hair business. And she takes her mom with her to go and look at the building that she's about to, open. And this is what I love about Anila. Anila is using this housewife shit to make her bank. And I am not mad at her. Having this, hair business because she actually had issues with her own hair. I'm not mad at her. She said every time she got pregnant, she would lose hair, and she started using like the Indian micro links and decided that it did so, did wonders for her confidence and for her hair that she wants to go and, get into that business. And so now she's going to open up kind of like a place where you can go and get the hair done and, buy the hair like fully stocked, warehouse for the hair and everything. And I was just like, Anila, yes. I love the fact that she's using this platform. It's season 2 for Anila. And Anila is using this, honey. I am not mad at her at all. Her mom is really negative about everything, talking about how expensive the floors are, talking about how she should add a kitchen. It's like, why should she add a kitchen so you can be there getting like sauce and shit all on her hair? Like, no, that's not, no. So Anila's mom should go, as far as I'm concerned. We tried it. It's not going to work out. She needs to come a few times a year, and that's it. Send her home, Anila. Send her home. It's okay. You tried. Look for nannies, okay? Look for nannies because your kids are going to get older. Your kids are going to get older soon. Get you a nanny. You're there. You're at the house. You can make sure people are not handling your children or any kind of way. Put them fucking cameras around that house. Talk to your homegirls. Find out who knows who's a good nanny and all of that type of stuff through the other rich ladies in the neighborhood. Girl, do something, but get your mama up out your house because she doing way too damn much negatively. It's too much negative energy. It's too much nastiness. Love her from afar. Dr. Jackie checks out this gay podcaster. I forgot her name. But the conversation, I thought it was funny because y'all know I think Dr. Jackie is really gay, right? And not that I think she's acting out being gay, but I think like whenever I look at her, screams lesbian. Screams if I were born in a different time period, I would have been a lesbian. Dr. Jackie also loves vagina a lot. Okay? Not only does she love vagina a lot, but Dr. Jackie just reminds me of a lesbian. I don't care. Like, I'm probably wrong. I'm sure I'm wrong about this, y'all. But Dr. Jackie gives me lesbian. So her and then the conversation about lesbians feeling less like they need to go to the doctor not as often because they don't have heterosexual sex, meaning they don't have penises disrupting things. And I'm like, I could totally understand that. I feel like I wasn't that worried about my shit either until I started having sex with men. And then it was like, oh, we're going to the doctor, girl. You can't trust these penises. They do all kind of fucked up shit to you. And you didn't even know. So yeah, one of the ladies hadn't had a checkup since 2014. So Jackie gave her a pap. Your girls got to get your paps, okay? I need to go to the doctor now, but it's like I can't get an appointment until October. I was like, until October, and we just now entering September. Y'all sound crazy as fuck. I might as well go to the urgent care. Anyway, what else is going on? Kieran. Okay, so Kieran puts together a nice little pamper night for the guys at his office. I don't know why he was trying to convince the men to get Botox, but I can tell he got it, and it did make him look a little bit more supple in the face. So I was like, all right, Kieran, but calm down. Let's not do too much with the injectables, okay? Way much, too much talk about injectables. When Curtis pulled up in the old school, I was like, Curtis, you better come through in that old last 4T. You better come through. Their massages, manicures, pedicures. Child, a lot of them black men ain't doing them injectables, but they talk about how the women got the old shot. It seems, child, wait, hold on, what? Bonnie is our house OBGYN. No, I am not, girl. No, I am not. Yes, now it's every 3 years for a pap. Right. Ooh. Jackie gives lesbian vibes. That's crazy. I was with a woman for 16 years and always saw my V doctor. I always did too, like as an adult, woman. Like, no, I was always going to get checked up. But I just mean when I was younger, like I wasn't thinking about it, but I did. Not the way I do, as an adult woman dealing with things. Curtis give me slung Big Wood back in his heyday. He probably did. Are those like edibles? I know that was too funny. The dentist didn't know what the injectables were. That was hilarious, Bonnie. You always give us great advice. Shall I try? Curtis reminds me of Rufus every time he comes on. Child, he do have like that big, tall, goofy vibe to him, don't he? Anyway, moving on. Eugene says Toya is always fronting like she's a sexual monster, and she's not. I'm like, Eugene, Toya is a sexual monster, just probably not with you. A lot of you niggas don't give off that energy. Remember, you had to get testosterone shots? It's because you don't give off that, like, aggressive, sexy energy. That's probably why she not like that with you. Damon talks about a hormone he got that increased his testosterone, and Heavenly told him not to get the shit again. She ain't got time to be fucking all day like that. Then the men talk about how much they work and how they neglect themselves. And Eugene and Dr. Damon have a conversation about how difficult it is working in the ER and how he can absolutely figure something else out for himself. He just has to, figure it out, but he can do it. And then the new guy asked for relationship advice, and they was joking with him, massaging his shoulders and shit. Child, it was funny. Annually, also your mammograms. Really starting to like Karen, and a few of them need the injectable. I ain't gonna lie, I was thinking that Cecil and Curtis could have got the injectables. Cecil and Curtis could have definitely got the injectables. I don't think Eugene needs them because he still looks very young in the face. I don't think Dr. Scott needed them either, because Dr. Scott, I feel like, is already getting them. Okay, Dr. Scott is already up on game and is getting all of the things to make himself look sexy. Okay, Dr. Scott is on it. Okay. What else is going on? Toya goes to therapy, and she says that she was very unhappy during the pandemic. Something happened with Eugene. I think the amount of loss during the pandemic definitely harmed Eugene's psyche, which put a lot of weight on Toya. I think that they both probably went through trying to find what happiness looks like, especially when you're not always having to worry about stressors in life. Like if your husband got a good job and he gonna always be able to get money, you on a TV show. As much as Toya and Eugene seem like their life is them worrying about money, moving from house to house, their day-to-day stress is not about how they gonna eat today. Okay. So what that means is they probably spend a lot more time, especially Toya, trying to figure out what makes you happy. versus, what is just going to get you by, right? So I appreciate the fact that she was in therapy and talking about that, because I feel like what we were seeing from Toya in this moment was like honesty, something that seemed very real in comparison to what we see from her and Eugene, where it seems like she's dragging him to keep up with the Joneses. Okay. But she wasn't happy. She didn't know why. Her kids seeing that she wasn't happy forced her to do something about it, which is why she's in therapy. And I feel like we all saw last season that Toya was kind of like wilding a little bit. And when I say wilding, I mean she seemed really unhappy. You know what I'm saying? So looking back on it, I absolutely feel like Toya was probably going through a tough time and didn't want to express it. I also feel like it's not as simple as a hobby. Her reality show TV job that she's been on for 8 seasons is a hobby. Okay. Like, I know everybody wants to act like Toya is walking around her house doing nothing, but I really don't. I don't think that's what her life is like. Her life is not like, oh, I don't have hobbies and shit. I think in essence, when women get with men so that they can provide for them, and those men don't, spark certain fires and shit, I think it starts to get harder to be, whatever you need to be for them, especially if they're not there all the time. Like Eugene and being a doctor and then not being there for the kids. Like you can tell it's not just Toya and her bullshit. It's also Eugene and where he is at this point in his life. I don't think it's as simple as a hobby. Didn't Toya miscarry as well in the last or previous season? I don't remember. Toya tried to explain how out of it Eugene was last season, and the doctors blew her off at every opportunity. It really irked me. And that's what I think last season, that's what she was talking about, like how it had affected her, and everybody acted like because she wasn't going out in the world and putting herself in danger, girl, that she couldn't possibly have understood what it felt like. You know what I'm saying? To be stressed out during that time, not just dealing with her own stress from being in a pandemic and your children being home and your husband being put in harm's way, but also his stress from it. So I feel like that definitely, I mean, a lot of marriages suffered. A lot of marriages fell apart during the pandemic. Like a lot of people's marriages saw what they was really made of, girl, during the pandemic. And Eugene and Toya are still together, but I think that to me, this was probably the most real I think I had seen Toya. Toya needs to find herself. She wants money to feel something that is missing in her mind. That's interesting. She seems unfulfilled. I agree with that. And has several seasons. I think she thinks filling that space up with things will remedy that. But I think that's the root of unhappiness. True. Yeah, she did miscarry season before last, and they never were able to grieve properly because Eugene got a promotion and then COVID hit. That's another thing. Yeah, that's another thing. Not being able to grieve properly, not being able to actually process things you've gone through, and having to just move on through life. That shit is difficult. That shit is hard. As somebody that has had to do that several times in my life, I can understand how it eventually catches up to you in a way that makes it hard, for you to keep going or for you to just be happy, child. Anyway, but she feels like she needs to be poured into as well. Yeah, okay. And I can understand that as well. I can understand, if all of the support goes one way because your husband is the one that's working, so the support goes his way. Yeah, you see him making coffee and tea and all of that and cooking and shit, but that doesn't mean that he's mentally or emotionally supportive to Toya the way Toya may be to him. And I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we don't get that much insight into Toya and Eugene. We see a lot of her passive aggressive comments. We see him doing things and paying for things, but I feel like those are just reflections of their personalities, not exactly how they interact with one another. It seems more of what's going on with the kids and let's go to these people's party. But I don't know if I ever see any like romantic or, emotional interactions between Toya and Eugene as of recent that would make me understand what their connection is like. Okay. But anyway, Eugene goes to see Dr. Damon. He experienced a lot of death being an ER doctor. Dr. Damon encourages him to find something else to do in order to get out of being an ER doctor, because that was his plan A and he doesn't have a plan B. And I feel like as a doctor, you should have always been, there's so much you can do. Like open up a private practice, do work that helps people in the community. Child, they got a whole bunch of things you can do that doesn't have you in the damn ER. So it's just a matter of figuring it out. But I think Eugene is probably one of those people that once he has his sights set on one thing, it's very difficult for him to move away from that. That stubbornness. And I feel like you don't see it in his relationship with Toya. But the fact that he's still in the ER at this point when he really can leave and go do something else, it just kind of seems as if he's holding on to it and he's doing it to himself. It irritates me how a lot of people feel that since she's a stay-at-home mom, her feelings don't matter. Eugene said that Toya does not stress him out. His work stresses him out, and we need to realize that. What did I say when I was on Dr. Heavenly's channel? When I was on Dr. Heavenly's channel, I said everybody needs to talk to Eugene because Eugene doesn't seem to have a problem with his wife. If Eugene felt a way about his wife, then Eugene needs to take that up with his wife. Eugene is a grown-ass man, and if he was unhappy with his wife, that would be something he would reconcile with her. Everyone feeling the need to take up arms against Toya to protect Eugene is ridiculous because ultimately you have no idea what them people real everyday life is like when it comes to a woman taking care of her husband and vice versa, in order to assume that every interaction they have means that she don't really care about him, she don't really love him, and she's so terrible to him, then he should leave. He hasn't left, right? Okay, then. So let Eugene worry about his marriage with Toya. Let Eugene feel upset about what Toya does to him. And let everybody else worry about their own shit. Because there's way too much emotion involved in how Toya treats Eugene. The fuck? Y'all would think the lady is out there cheating on him and dogging him out and shit like that all in public. Like, calm down. Anyway, so Anila gets home. Her house is a mess. Her mom is interrupting her as she's trying to get ready for a shoot. And then as she's trying to have a conversation with her mom about how this is not working out, her mom comes in there trying on the clothes and shit, talking about, this is mine. I'm keeping this. This is mine. And it's like, Anila mama, go somewhere. Anila mama, go home. Go home, Anila mama. Go home. That's how I feel. In public. Y'all know what I mean. Like, got a nigga in the blogs or something like that. It ain't like that. I don't trust Sheree to open a bag. How we got the Sheree? We ain't even to Sheree yet. We about to get to Sheree. Thank you, babe. Hey, Smoosh. Get out of here, Smoosh. Get out of here. Come on. Get the fuck out of here. Come on. He said we're not staying here.
No, we don't want to see it. No, we don't want to see it.
I mean, I have one more, so.
No, we don't want to see it.
He's so silly. Okay, we're about to move on to Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all. Her mom is trying to sabotage her. It's that covert, spiteful mess from Anila's mom. Somebody in the comments said Sheree and Martell supposedly opening a gym together, hence my response. Oh, I didn't see that. Well, that would be smart. Child love his damn queenly conjure tea. Anyway. I wonder how that went. It probably shut down. He need to go back to that. Her mother would have been. I don't think they do. They live in India? I don't think they live in India. Did you ever do Mary Kill for Married to Medicine Hubbies? No, and I don't feel a need to. Y'all, let's go ahead. Like the video up so we can move on to Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all. Let's get into this finale. All right, y'all. So we're about to get into it. We're going to get into Sheree, the She by Sheree mess. We're going to get into that once I'm finished going through the notes for the actual episode. Okay, girl? Okay, girl? All right, let's go. So it's too early into a CVS near you. Okay, she had to put some more money into getting her products from overseas, and now her products are in the CVS, girl. And she's trying to let y'all know that she did what needed to be done, Sheree. She gave the money where it needed to be gave, Sheree. She did what had to be done so her business could be successful, Sheree. Okay, that was a message for who? For Sheree. But shout out to Kenya. Good for you, Kenya. You come a long way from having, water in the product bottles at your event. You've come a long way, girl. I just want to say it's not nearly as bad as Sheree. Okay, it's not. Kenya gonna get her shit together. Kenya ain't gonna never be out here. She by Sheree for 14 years. It's not gonna happen like that. But she'll definitely show up to her first party with nothing but water in all of the product bottles. But that's all right, y'all. Let's go ahead and move on. I'm just saying I can't forget that she did that, girl. I cannot forget when your girl drank water from her products at her party. Do y'all remember that? I'm gonna leave it alone. Oh, not Damon is a member of Omega Psi Phi. Ain't no way this is his temperament behind closed doors. I don't buy it. That's so scary. I'm gonna leave it alone. All right. So Ross. Okay, Ross offered to spend some time with William and Michael. So they go over to Sonya and Ross's house, and Sonya has overalls for the boys so that Ross can help them change some tires and change some oil. And Marlo and Sonya sit in the kitchen and cook. And she talks about how her mom Emma is coming into town. She's not staying with her because the last time her mom stayed with her, they got into an argument. Her mom knocked on everybody's door and called Marlo every bitch and hoe in the book. She's willing to work on this relationship with her mom, but she wants to make sure her mom gets some help with the drug and alcohol abuse. So her mom is still using drugs and still using alcohol. And I'm just kind of like, child, you might as well go ahead and let her keep going. As all as Miss Emma is, and I'm gonna tell you, y'all, it's gonna sound fucked up, but coming from a person that has known a lot of old people that have been on drugs and gotten off drugs, shy, you might as well just let the lady keep doing what she doing, because as soon as she get off the drugs, her body gonna go haywire. That's what I mean. At this point, the lady is taking drugs so that she don't get sick. If she's still doing drugs like that, if she's still drinking and doing drugs the way Marlo is making it seem, you might as well just leave that lady alone, because ultimately, as soon as she stops, her body might go into haywire. It happens. I know a few people that have had those types of issues where they get off drugs and their body has like the craziest reaction because they went through like 20 years, 20, 30 years, 40 years of their life being on and off drugs, and they get off of it and their body just be like, girl, I don't know what you think we're about to do, but we getting old. You want us to break down and get off drugs at the same time? You asking for too much. So I would just say leave that lady alone and just monitor, you know what I'm saying? Be careful. But I was sad when she said that, the lady was still, still struggling with it. Cause that's just like, oh Lord. Child, Ty Savage, listen, honey. I understand what you're saying. It is not the same. It is not the same. But I do feel like it's just a shame. It's a shame when them ladies be on them drugs like that for all them years like that. And that's another thing. We're gonna get to it. Hold up, give me a minute. So Sonya says she decided to take out her IUD because Ross finally came to her and expressed that if she didn't want a baby, that he didn't want a baby either. And that made her want to have a baby. And they say it's because they both started listening to each other. The whole time it seems as if she was saying she didn't want another baby because it was too much work and he wasn't really around. Now she's saying that she wants a baby because he said he didn't want to have a baby if she didn't want to have a baby. Never in that did he say he was going to work less. Did he say he was going to be home more? They still have a business in Houston. Like, it almost feels like this was bullshit, Sonya, on one level or another. Either you pretending that you didn't want to have another kid was bullshit, or you pretending to want to have another kid is bullshit. But either way, girl, only time will tell. I do not really care. Sheree is missing pieces. Sheree is missing pieces. in our minds this entire time trying to make us think that she didn't have what she needed so that we would have all of this, all of this fear and, all of this excitement and thrills on whether She by Sheree was going to actually happen. Girl, production. I feel like you always had all of them little Amazon pieces that you got. And you know what? I'm glad she did that because I'm about to figure out how I can sell y'all the shit that I get off She Inside that I like to wear all the time. Maybe I need to go ahead and find the stuff on Amazon and put it in my little Amazon store, and y'all can buy it from me on my Amazon store. I'm gonna do some more looking into that because I feel like if the girls could have online boutiques, I can have an online boutique selling my little, little workout stuff, the little She Inside pieces. If She by Sheree gonna sell She In, why can't I? Shit. Anyway, I know a lot of people found Sheree's fashions on Amazon and Shein, but I just feel like, girl, I could do that. Anyway, Marlo picks her mama up from the hotel. Mama ain't got no teeth. Okay, so listen, I didn't have a grandmother, daddy, mama, everybody lose teeth. It's not a big deal. Black people when they get old, people lose their teeth, girl. My grandmother used to take her teeth out, forget where she put them. So talking about my cousin stole them for drugs. Grandma, ain't nobody stole your teeth and stole them for drugs. You forgot where you put them. They was right here the whole time, Grandma. So I get it, but there's a part of me that feels like Marlo passive aggressively put her mama on camera to look bad so that she can garner more sympathy for herself and also to get back at her mom in some way. That may sound fucked up to y'all, but when I tell y'all my mama would not have been on anybody's nationally syndicated Bravo network TV show with no teeth in her mouth, especially if you could have just spent the money and sent her down, that could have been a part of the fucking storyline. As soon as she called and said she ain't had no teeth, I would have been like, you ain't got no teeth. Okay, so let me call Dr. Heavenly and we're going to see if we can do something right quick. Even if they can't tape it, I'm going to call Dr. Heavenly, see if I can throw a few thousand her way. We can do a little, cross promotion event or something like that right quick, right fast. Get you some teeth so you're not on camera looking crazy. Okay. I can't believe she did it on purpose. It really, to me, it feels like she also viewers, like she wanted the viewers to drag her mom. Yes. Everyone gay to Bondi. No, everyone is not gay to Bondi, but there are more people that are sexually fluid than like to admit it. But I don't think everybody's gay. But I do think more people are sexually fluid than like to admit it. I also feel like women are beautiful. And so if people don't find women attractive, I think something's wrong with them. So, that's my personal opinion, girl. But I don't think everybody's gay. I don't know. Y'all always say that I feel like everybody gay. But are y'all really going to tell me y'all feel like Dr. Jackie is... Girl, bye. Go to hell. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like Marlo wanted everybody to go in on Miss Emma because Miss Emma ain't had no teeth. And I just kind of feel like that was fucked up that she didn't get that lady no teeth. You could have got that lady some teeth real quick, real fast, but you wanted to have her on camera so you can argue with her about what happened. Apparently, Miss Emma said it really hurt her that Marlo kicked her out of the house that she had bought for her. And Marlo said, well, you was using the house to sell drugs. And then you was using drugs. And the police had showed up to the house and you got William and Michael in there. And I don't know what the going on. So yeah, I had to shut the shit down. Now, I'm not mad at Marlo for that. But I also feel like, Marlo, you can't just buy a house, drop the kids off, and then don't never come back again. Like, people don't have their shit together. But that's when she had to come and pick up William and Michael because her mama had left and was on a binge somewhere. Okay. Emma says that she always came back for Marlo when Marlo was a child. No matter how many times CPS came and got her, she always found Marlo. And Marlo says, yes, you did always come and find me. But she's scared of being hurt by her mom again. I don't know how much of this I can believe with Marlo because I know how much Marlo uses her childhood trauma as a way to manipulate people. And I also feel like her mother is in some ways doing the same thing in this moment because essentially, girl, don't nobody give a fuck about how you were so hurt that I kicked you out of a house that you weren't even in when I got there. When you allow me to get taken by CPS over and over again. It's such a weird thing for your parents to ever act like you can hurt them after they've allowed CPS to come and pick you up several times. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, it hurt your feelings when I took the house from you. It hurt my feelings when you didn't raise me. It hurt my feelings when you weren't the parent that I needed for you to be because you started doing drugs when I was 7 years old. Like the fuck? Like, I'm sorry, y'all, but I honestly feel like sometimes I wouldn't be able to have these types of conversations because I would be like, Ma, you know, I really don't care about how you feel about anything I've done, right? If you don't want to deal with what you did to me as a child, I don't give a shit about what I did to you as an adult to protect these kids and not allow you to further use me while you out here got people selling drugs in and out of house that I own. You got me fucked up. That sounds crazy. Okay? Talking about you always came looking for me no matter what. Girl, what does that mean? You came looking for me? Thanks for dropping by in between me getting, abused and shit and thrown asunder. The fuck? Anyway, she had her mom on a nationally syndicated show with no tea, but Marlo will kick somebody out in a heartbeat. I can't with this dysfunction. She could have used this as her storyline. Girl, she already using it as a storyline. She just wasn't gonna be that uncomfortable. So Kenya actually does have her products at CVS. Sonya, Candy, and Drew come to support her. Yeah, I really like that Drew and Kenya are getting along for some reason. Even though Drew kind of makes my ass itch, I still feel like her and Kenya getting along somehow makes me happy, and I'm not sure why. They discussed Sheree not having all of her pieces for the fashion show. Apparently Kenya has been in close contact with Sheree during this time. I don't know why Kenya is such a good friend to Sheree. It honestly feels like Sheree isn't deserving of you being that good of a friend to her. I don't know why it's happening with her, but okay. Drew says that, she's grateful that the money that Sheree still hasn't paid her is being put toward her getting her pieces. Okay. Toward She by Sheree. Candy talks to Mama Joyce about this trust. And Mama Joyce feels like Riley should get more ownership or more, of a say-so in the trust because she didn't have a father in her life, and she should get a bigger percentage of Candy's portion because Blaze and Ace have Todd and Candy, as opposed to Riley only having Candy and her being there first. I don't like when Mama Joyce said that Riley should get more because she was there first, as if the younger two children's problem is that they're the youngest. Like, it also feels like you don't want the children that are Todd's children to get as much as the child that is just Candy's. It's like, furthermore, just adding on to it feeling like Mama Joyce really not liking Todd because he feels like competition, feels like he came in and moved her out of the most important spot. If Candy has a man there, then it makes it harder for Mama Joyce to be in charge of things if anything were to happen to Candy. Even Candy was saying, I think my husband should get something, so that made me think that Mama Joyce was saying Todd shouldn't get anything. And I think that you shouldn't even be Candy know what she's doing. You having this conversation with Mama Joyce because Mama Joyce is going to say something crazy. Don Juan is in charge of the trust, and Mama Joyce said her and Don Juan should be in charge of the trust. I feel like it depends on, first of all, I agree with Todd saying that they should be given money at certain times. That's the easiest way to deal with it. Give them lump sums of cash over the span of years. Set it up like that, first of all. Second of all, I think that if anything happens to Candy and Todd, I think Kayla should be in charge, and I think Riley should be in charge. And I think Don Juan should be like a mediator or a go-between or a person that will be the deciding factor if that happens in that way. If Candy dies and Todd is still alive, Todd and Riley with Don Juan in between to be a breaking tie, and to keep things like even. I think that I don't think that Mama Joyce needs to have her name on anything that doesn't belong to her, with Kandi having a husband that has helped her build a lot of these things. They have a lot together, and it it's just weird to me. It's just weird to me the way Mama Joyce always has to show some type of like disdain for Todd, even though Todd has come into all of their lives and made things better. Like, he hasn't come in and taken anything from Kandi. They have two more beautiful children because of it. They have more businesses because of it. Candi's life, I think, is full with so much more life and joy because of her relationship with Todd. And Mama Joyce's energy towards it is still very negative, and I don't understand why. Okay. So for me, I think it's very simple. Kandi, if you die, it should be in charge of the trust, should be Todd, Riley, and Don Juan should be a deciding, like a deciding, what you call them, a deciding person. Like you break the tie or something like that. If they disagree, you come in and you balance everything out. That's what I feel like Don Juan should be there for. If Todd dies, I feel like it should be Kayla and Kandi with Todd, or whoever, and whoever Todd gets. If Todd don't want it to be Don Juan, it can be one of Todd's close friends, homeboys, who he feel like would be a good go-between for what he wants. But I feel like the oldest child and the spouse are good enough to like handle things. I don't think Mama Joyce needs to be involved. And I also don't feel like it needs to be even looked at like Riley should have more because she was there first. Like, the fuck? Like, I feel like that sounds fucked up to me, that just because one child is older, they should have more access. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like if I was one of the siblings, that would make me feel fucked up in some way. Like, damn, I'm sorry I didn't come first. Like, it's my fault. Like, I'm still your child. Like, what does that mean? I think that they should try to make things as even as possible amongst those children, because at the end of the day, like, they're still all your children. Like, and Riley is so much older than Ace and Blaze that I feel like essentially by the time anything happens, Riley and Kayla will be grown. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they need to not think about it like they're going to be children handling a situation. Kayla and Riley are grown. So by the time anything happens, they're going to be adults, I think, responsible enough with Don Juan's help to make good decisions if both of you guys perish. I still think if both of them pass away, it should be Kayla and Riley with Don Juan as a deciding factor, because I feel like their oldest children should be, in charge of their estates. As long as there is a person like Don Juan that doesn't have a dog in the fight, that will be fair. I think that seems like the best course of action if you ask me. And since it's my review, you asked me, so that's what I said. Okay. Moving on from there. So the day before the fashion show, Sheree meets with the models at the venue. She's still waiting on pieces, so she says. The models have nothing to model. Then here comes Tyrone walking in. I said, what is this cat daddy lip this nigga got going on? What's wrong with him? Walk straight when you come in here, Nick. Walk straight when you come in here. Like, what is this? Did y'all see that? Like, what was that? What was that? I was like, is he coming in here with a pimp lip? What is that? Send it back. Send it back and come back in here better. Send it back and come in here one more time, because I ain't like how you came in here, sir. The fuck was that? Okay, he gonna come in there all on a surprise and shit. Her daughter didn't know who he was. Her mama didn't know who he was. Child, nobody in Sheree's life knows who the hell Tyrone is, which makes me even wonder if it was ever real to begin with. Are we acting out theater here on Bravo? Okay. Talking about, I had to pull up on you. They talk. She asked, why didn't he meet her that day? And he says, I told you the day before I wasn't going to be able to meet you. And she's acting like that didn't happen. And she's saying that you had me sitting out there embarrassed. He's saying that she was trying to have him go back to jail. I'm like, so you was gonna go back to jail for being on camera? Doesn't owe her an apology. To me, the attitude that you don't owe her an apology, that's the problem. Why even show up? It's because you wanted to be on camera. You wanted some attention. Why didn't you show up the first time? Because there was some woman that you needed to believe that you weren't in a real relationship with Sheree? Because to me, it felt like Tyrone didn't want to publicize somebody. There's probably a woman out there that was hearing about all of this shit and he's lying to her about it, and she's stupid, so she's gonna believe him. And if he would have shown up on camera with Sheree, that would have proved that he was really with Sheree like that. That's what it seemed like to me, especially after Apollo said that Tyrone was lying and that all inmates have right to media access, which I know for a fact that they do. Once you're out, everybody has a right to media access, including a reality TV show. Like, if you want to go to the news about something, you have every right to do so. You being an inmate doesn't like put those, you being on parole doesn't put those types of ramifications on you. So yeah, like I just feel like Tyrone was lying, and it was probably more so about not upsetting whatever woman he's talking to that's not Sheree. That probably to him seems more important because that woman is someone he can rely on. That's just my opinion about it. Either way, there was no reason for him to show up if he was not going to give Sheree the apology that she wanted. Okay. And so when Apollo comes over and basically nicely checks him and says, "Hey, son, you can't be leaving your queen out there unattended." And Tyrone says, you on the wrong side of this. Don't y'all love when these dusty ass men come into contact with another man that refuses to go along with their foolishness? How they react? Like, oh, you're not going along with me just because we both have penises? No, nigga, I'm gonna go along with the person that's gonna get me on this reality show, not your dusty ass that can't do nothing for me. Are you serious? That's Apollo. Okay, Apollo is a scammer just like you. He is going to do what's in his best interest, and you think y'all both having penises is supposed to do something for you right now. But no. That's not the wave that Apollo is on, my good guy. That's not where he's at with it. He's where the paycheck resides, and that resides with Sheree and Bravo and Real Housewives of Atlanta. So no, we're not on the wrong side of things with your lying ass. Okay. Tyrone says that Sheree is wrong too because she could have got him put in jail. And she said, "Boy, bye. Get the hell out of here. Boy, bye. Get the hell out of here." So Marlo has her mom over to the archive. For some reason, Marlo decided to invite Candy, I guess, as to show that they really are making an effort to make up. Girl, I guess. Marlo tells her mom that she wants her mom to not just call her about money. Because it seemed like, and this is how you know Marlo is just trying to run a story on us. It's not as authentic or genuine as we would like for it to be, because her mom hasn't asked her for anything. So why are you bringing it up that your mom always asks you for money, if not to showcase yourself as somebody that's always the responsible party for everybody who's just being misused? Because that's what you want us to believe, instead of believing that you're, the fucked up individual we see you to be on this show. So Emma says that she cried for years about Marlo not coming around. And Marlo says, "But I never missed a gift." And her mama said, "But that don't matter when it come to time." And she was like, "Well, maybe I'll stop sending gifts." I said, "Marlo, grow up. Marlo, grow up." The truth of the matter is, you know better than anybody, money doesn't fix anything. Your problem is that your mom didn't put drugs down so she could be a parent for you. Okay, that's your problem, right? She didn't spend the time. She didn't pour into you positively the way she was supposed to. So stop acting like you spending money and buying houses is supposed to do something for the relationship, when it only makes you look good because you still doing all of this for the mother that wasn't there for you. It's only to make you look good. It's not for the relationship to actually be good. But Marlo gets emotional because her mom says, I was talking to Crystal, and I was wondering, can I ask Marlo if I could bring my friend around? And Marlo gets triggered and starts going off about how it's always a man. It's always a damn man. When I was growing up, it was always about a damn man. That's why you didn't parent me the way you were supposed to, because of a damn man. That's probably why I don't have a man now, because I can't stand men. And I'm just kind of like, I told y'all Marlo didn't like these niggas, but okay. I think everyone's a lesbian. Like, all right, girl. All right, girl. All right, girl. Candy comes in at this time. And Candy has to come in this very contentious moment, and Marlo has to gather herself. It's okay, girl. All right, no, I'm all right. Just give me a second. I'm gonna get some drinks. All right. And she gets herself together. She comes out there and, you know, basically gives Candy, girl, go ahead, ask my mom anything you want to ask her. All right, so how old were you when you got on drugs? Marlo was about 7. Her mama was a nurse. Why were all of the women nurses before they found some fucked up dude and got on drugs? You know, there was a movie about that. What DMX movie that was with Reagan Gomez Preston, where she was a nurse and he got her on drugs and she was all fucked up. And then the son came back and killed him at the end of the day. That was a Iceberg Slim book that they turned into a movie. Not Never Die Alone, was it? Either way, did all of the women in the 80s and in the 90s, early 90s have this story about them being a nurse? Never Die. That's what I thought. Never Die Alone. Child, that movie always makes me so sad. I hate that fucking movie. That movie blows me. Okay. But that's basically, you know, what it is. It seemed like a lot of the women, because I feel like wasn't Scrappy Mama a nurse too? Okay, when Mama D a nurse before she started pimping? Donald Goins is the author, not Iceberg. Okay, Never Die Long is Donald Goins. Okay. When she said that, I immediately thought Bondi been saying. But hey, y'all know what they say. They say that I always think everybody gay. That's what they say, girl. I have no reason to feel the way I feel. It's all conjecture. But anyway, girl. That's why she keep trying to call Candy out about being bisexual. We already know what Candy on, bitch. When you gonna tell the truth about your teeth? We already know what Candy on. When you gonna tell the truth and say that you only use men for money and not for any type of physical or sexual or emotional pleasure? When you gonna be honest? Who do you have those types of relationships with, Marlo? Are you asexual? Talk to us and let us know, girl. Oh, they were nurse aides. Big difference. Okay, got you, Nurse Angel. All right, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She had to put big difference. Capital. Okay, you know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not realize. They said they were nurses. Okay. They didn't say nurses aides. They said they was registered nurses. Okay, that's what they said, girl. But all right. So anyway, Sheree. Oh wait, no. Candy talks about them going to therapy. She said, "Child, I tried to go to therapy with my mama. All she do is cuss me out." And then Marlo mama say, "You know what? I'm done with all of that. I ain't cursing nobody out no more. I'm done with that. You know, I'm over that." I'm like, "Are you, ma'am? Are you? Are you? Are you?" Okay. I'm gonna let it go, child. But moving on from there, I'm glad that made Candy value Mama Joyce better. Sheree is ready. All her pieces came in the night before. Kenya was getting ready with Brooklyn. Adorable Brooklyn wanted to know if she could come. I cannot with how adorable Brooklyn and Kenya are. I ain't gonna lie, like it's so funny. I think everybody watching Kenya with Brooklyn feels some mosquito. Everybody watching Kenya with Brooklyn feels so like happy for her because they're so adorable. They're so adorable. Jada's mom was a registered nurse too. Marlo mama said CNA. Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't understand her because she didn't really have her teeth in. I didn't know what she was saying. Anyway, so everyone starts to arrive to the She by Charade event, girl. Drew is in that terrible blonde wig I hate. Kenya dress is everything. Bob Whitfield showed up. Why? We don't know. Tyrone comes in with a country suit on and some flowers from the grocery store, followed by Freddie O. And I was like, I know Freddie O was probably already there, but the way he was like posing for pictures with the flowers, I was just like, girl, Sheree smiled and just had him get on his way. Just act like he wasn't there. Her mom came in and broke up the tension. Dwight came in looking amazing. Dwight looked amazing. I was like, Dwight? Oh my God, Dwight. This is what you should have been looking like back in the day, nigga. See, Dwight, right? To me, Dwight in this scene, to me, was looking the way I feel like he thought he looked at the first few seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta when he had that perm in his hair and that bad nose job, and we didn't know what the fuck was going on. Dwight thought that he was, A-list fashionista, and we was like, Dwight, that is not what it's given, sir. We know that's the energy that you feel like you have, but that is not what it's given, sir. But either way, he looked really, really good. He looked so good. He had the white in the beard, but the hair was dark. He had this beautiful dark blue, kind of like royal blue coat on. Dwight got a new nose job, like, that's not pinched on the sides no more. Child, Dwight was giving me everything I needed. Child, between Dwight and Kenya, girl, it was over. Y'all could have left me with Dwight and Kenya. Because when Kenya walked in there in that dress, I said, bitch, knock everybody the fuck over. I don't know what we came here for. I don't know what we came here for. Because Kenya just killed everybody when she walked through the door. I wanted, matter of fact, somebody go back and find me a picture of Kenya and Dwight together. Because them two right there, baby, they was the look of the whole night, if you ask me. He was giving Ronald Isley vibe. Hello, lady. What are you doing tonight? Hello. Hello. Listen. Hello. Hello. I'm sorry, y'all. Dwight was everything for me. Anyway, so Tyrone introduces himself to the ladies, and they were all like, oh, so you're Tyrone. You're Tyrone. Child. It was giving Boomerang. Like they was laughing at him having a little dick or something. They was laughing at him. He can go. Child, we don't know what she was on. We don't know what she saw when she saw him. But it's time for him to go. Exit stage left. Good night, sir. Your time here is no longer necessary. Jasmine Brand, my sweetheart, I don't need to see any more interviews with Tyrone. We don't care. Tell him and his jail Wi-Fi to get away from us with this because we don't care. Okay? So an hour and a half after the show was supposed to start, it finally starts. Okay? It started off kind of rocky. We didn't know how we were feeling about the first two looks, but it went well. Apollo's girlfriend, Shireen, was there. I said, oh, his girlfriend, not his wife. All that time she was screaming and hollering for him while he was in prison. I thought she was a wife, but she just a girlfriend. And now she's still just a girlfriend. Apollo then found him a dumb one. That's what it feels like. It feels like Apollo found a dumb one. Y'all know they be so excited and so happy to be with some old raggedy ass man. And so that man knows it. So he gonna stay with you because he know that you love his dirty drawers. You gonna suck his dick from the back and, lick his asshole and wash all his clothes and iron his underwear and stay when he cheat. And, let him use your credit for illegal, things and things of this nature. Girl, it felt like Apollo over there dicking Shireen down and fucking her head too. Like after he take it, his peen out of her, he stick it in her ear. Because she just seemed digmatized the way she was standing. Apollo! It's just like, girl, all right. Child, Apollo say Phaedra left him for dead. I said, as she should. As she should. I don't even like Phaedra. As she should. Okay, listen. Anyway, so Sonya got out her IUD. Candy and Todd still haven't figured out their trust, which is stupid. They're gonna save it for their own show. Candy is producing another Broadway play with Samuel L. Jackson called The Piano Man. I want to see it. Drew still hasn't read Ralph's book. Marlo is getting a new home and her edges continue to flourish, but her spirit continues to fester. Kenya and Brooklyn travel all over Europe wearing matching outfits. And I love Kenya being able to live out her life with her little daughter. Like, I love it. She seems so happy, so light. And I love to see it. I really do. She by Sheree is available for purchase until last night when everybody got on the website and we could not find it. So let's go ahead and go through the social media of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she by Sheree. She by she won't. She by she in. Sheree by She Inside. Jesus loves me. Okay. Sheree said, due to the overwhelming interest in She by Sheree, the influx of love is crashing the website. Babe, can you please make sure that Julie isn't? Okay, yeah. But please understand it's being worked on. So continue to check back. Continue to check back on the website. Y'all, just for a quick sec, let's go look at the website. Little quick sec. She by Sheree. She by Sheree. They don't know how to spell Sheree. They don't even know how to spell She by Sheree. Okay, so the website is up. I'm about to share. She by Shamazon. She by Shamazon. Can I do this one? Stop. Stop. Pause. Where'd it go? Where did you go? All right, y'all. Here we go. Shop. All right. We got some shit on here. The website is up. All right. So we got some stuff on here. All right. All right. So she got her gray joggers, $462. She's got She's a Star hoodie for $252. Okay, you guys, you can purchase it. You can purchase it. That's cute. She by Sheree. Yes, girl. Okay, hold on. Where are the pictures? Okay, look at the black. That's cute. Look at the gray. That's cute. Oh, the model's really pretty. Her son. Girl, you couldn't have them steam this before y'all took the picture because that looked real wrinkled. But I'm just being judgy. But nah, that's really not cool. You shouldn't do that. But $252 just for the sweatshirt. Okay, y'all, the clothes are up here. The lace crop top, $142. These Bianca joggers, $182. Girl, $32 for some socks. $132 for a Rhonda two-piece. Okay, which honestly, this looks a lot like Gymshark, but I'm gonna let it go. All right, girl, $112 for these leggings with the ass out. Okay, look at these. We saw these on the runway, 182 with the ass out jogger. Okay, you can't wear those in every country, girl. They might lock you in jail, and people will say you deserve it. What else? Okay, all right. The stuff is on here, girl. You can purchase it now. Y'all better get on She by Sheree and get it while the getting's good. I personally feel like this shit is way too expensive to me. Like, as somebody that buys workout clothes, this is extremely expensive. $102 for a fucking tank top, bitch. Girl, go to hell. Tell Sheree go to hell. She buy it, go to hell, girl. Girl, $102 for a fucking tank top. Wait, why is it not showing y'all? Oh, I can't stand it. It's not showing y'all. I'm sorry. I thought it was showing y'all. This whole time, y'all, but it's not. It made a whole new tab. I'm sorry. And I'm not listening to nothing nobody's saying because I can't see. We're going to do this again. Can y'all see it now? Okay, y'all can see it now. Y'all look at this. Not $102 for this tank top, y'all. Not $102 for this. That's cute. $262 for that though. Okay. That's it. I mean, I'm look at this. Like a crop top for $162, y'all. Can y'all see this? All right. I told y'all can't wear this in other countries. Okay. Be careful where you wear your She by Sheree joggers with the ass out, because girl, you don't want to get caught up out here. Okay. Let's see. This is what I was talking about when I said she could have had them iron this, because that look wrinkled as the fuck. They wrong for that. But yeah, no, this sweatshirt is $252. Girl, not a $250, not $142 for this t-shirt, y'all. $142 for this motherfucking t-shirt. Are y'all kidding me? Yo, she gotta be kidding me. She gotta be kidding me. Y'all, Nike don't cost this much. What is she talking about? Girl, not all of these fucking t-shirts, these wrinkled t-shirts being $142. Bitch, I am dead. $142 for a Who Gonna Check Me Boo t-shirt? Y'all, I am flabbergasted. I am out fucking done. I am outdone. And y'all, I feel like at the end of the day, Sheree can charge y'all however much. It just looks like Gymshark to me. She can charge y'all however much she want to charge y'all. And if y'all want to buy it, y'all should do that. If y'all want to support She by Sheree, if y'all want to support She by Sheree, then y'all should do that. But when I tell y'all, this shit don't make no motherfucking sense to me for it to cost that much money. For me to spend $142 on a shirt. For me to spend $252 on a sweatshirt. Girl. Somebody finally put it together for her. This look like nothing but spring. This look like Teespring shit. All this stuff, all these like mugs and notebooks and shit that are like Teespring stuff. And then you got her clothes and stuff, which is good. It's not nearly, it doesn't look like 22 pieces to me. And it don't look like all of the stuff that we saw on the runway. So that makes me feel like a lot of stuff that was on the runway was stuff that she got made. I mean, that she bought just so she could have the fashion show. But yeah, y'all, that's crazy to me, for it to be that expensive. Thank you so much, Jamila TV, for the super chat. I think she is making them so expensive so that we won't buy it because the business isn't real. Damn, Jamila, thank you for the super chat. That's a good point. That's a real good point, girl. All right, let's see what the folks are saying on Instagram. Let's go back to Instagram. Okay, let's go back to Instagram. I guess my workout I have to be after therapy. All right, so due to overwhelming interest, I read this. Now, I didn't even see this. She took this one off. Y'all, she took this one off because everyone was using this one as a comparison picture because that's what they saw on Amazon right here. So she took that one off. No way. Imagine getting your fashions from Chinese wholesale after 14 years. And Balenciaga will sell the same shit for $3,740. If you don't like her price, don't buy it. Masika, we won't. Masika, we won't, girl. But we still gonna have a opinion just like you. Okay? Who gonna check her? But this right here, y'all, this is what they were saying online, girl. I really hope I get to see someone rocking She by Sheree in passing one day. You already did. All jokes aside, Sheree is a perfect example of never giving up on your dreams because She by Sheree really was supposed to drop like 14 years ago. I'm genuinely smiling at Sheree after her show was over. She by Sheree needs to be everywhere. Girl, it does. You're really surprised. She by Sheree is just a bunch of drop shipped items with the logo slapped on it. Saw that coming from a mile away. Shit, I need to do it. I need to get me some shit that dropped and then put my label on it, bitch, and sell it. That's what I need to do then, because that's what Sheree did, girl. That's what Sheree did. Why can't I? And then somebody came out and said that he's responsible for the fashions, girl. I don't know who this is. And I told y'all, just because somebody get online and post something, that don't mean it's true. So I don't know who this is. I don't know if this is true, but I'm about to read it. Tyrese said, what kills me is it don't matter how genuine and how honest you try to be with people, they will worry. They will worry about yourself. And they will worry about themselves and play you if they can. This lady, Sheree, that's not how you spell her name. Housewives of Atlanta, shit by, yeah, that's not how you spell her name. didn't have really no clothes or style for her fashion show. Not only was I on set altering clothes the day of, spent $2,500 of my own dollars to meet the deadline and make it happen. Not only she takes all the credit, child, you cannot write. Not only she takes all the credit, never said thank you, and it was on national TV last night, and I made her finally look good out of 14 years of trying. This lady still never at least just reimbursed me, let alone pay me, shaking my head. I made her 40 pieces of clothes less than a week. She not gonna make $1 off that clothing line because God don't play about me. And I ain't giving her where is it? Where to stop? I ain't giving her no patterns or ideas no more. So that's that. What y'all saw last night was echoes of my years in fashion and making people millionaire. If you knew all the companies that come to me for designs and ideas and samples, you would hit the floor in disbelief. LOL. I care less to be famous, but pay me and respect what I do and did for you. Child, you need to proofread in order for me to even believe what you saying over here on site. Because I don't believe it. I just don't, girl. Y'all seen that they said that Portia is coming back, and then I saw Portia in the back of the car with Nene, and I was just kind of like, are y'all both coming back? Especially since they said Nene settled this whole situation. They said Nene, settled her whole little situation. I'm like, but what that mean? Because we don't know what that mean. But they say they settled it, girl. Either way, Real Housewives of Atlanta next season might actually give something. The reunion looks good. I saw the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion as well. Mia looks like she's look like she threw a drink in Wendy face. Child, look like it's a mess over there. Can't wait for him to come back. Let's see. When she can't sell those pieces because they're too expensive, she'll just sell them to the Max and Marshalls, and y'all can buy it on discount. Hilarious. He was mad because that made no sense. Grammarly is your friend. Let my ass up. I mean, she got a history of not paying, so I wouldn't say it's not believable. Oh no. No. I didn't say it wasn't believable now. I just said I'm not rushing to believe it because of the way it was written. And also I feel like what she gave us was some of the shit we saw on the website and stuff we saw on Amazon. So how much of that did you design exactly, sir? How much of the she inside stuff did you design? Talk to us and let us know. You see what I'm saying? There are a whole bunch of things coming into my mind that make me feel like I don't know if I want to believe that, because everybody, people just be jumping to believe shit, and you don't be knowing if people be telling the truth. People be lying, girl. People just be wanting to be seen. Claudette, thank you for the super chat. Just let Nene host future reunions. I think that would be amazing. Honestly, I think Andy needs to go back behind the scenes, and I think that Nene should do Watch What Happens Live by her fucking self. You know what I'm saying? And bring people on and keep the same producers. I promise y'all, Andy ain't coming up with them questions by himself. So she can do the same thing that he's doing. And I think that Nene should be the one to host the reunions, because I feel like she can gather the women and get them together and they respect her. You know what I'm saying? So she can, it's the only one I feel like she probably can't do is Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because you got too much beef with them women. And they ain't about to let you come in there and run shit with them. So no. But I do believe that she would be good replacing Andy, if you ask me. But anyway, y'all, that's all I got for y'all. That's all I got. I'm done now, girl. I hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my website, BondyBlueShow.com. Check out my links down below in the description box. And I will see you guys tomorrow for, Ratchet Reality, Love and Hip Hop and all of that. Because, girl, we have got to talk about Kendra looking a damn fool on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, girl. And Flo looking a damn fool on Love and Hip Hop Miami, girl. And we got to see what's going to happen on Black Ink Crew. Probably nothing. The whole show just going to be looking a fool, girl. But I'll be here tomorrow to talk about it. I'll be here tomorrow to talk about it. Y'all make sure y'all have a good evening, and I'll check y'all later. Bye.